Hello again, Year 5. It's time for your next PSHE lesson. So again, I'm going to share my screen and we'll go through the lesson together. Our learning intention today is to understand how to communicate safely online. On the next slide, you will see an example of a formal email. You might want to pause the screen on the next slide to read through the email. Here is the example of a formal email. Feel free to pause the screen so you can read through it. So you should have had enough time to read through the formal email. Who do you think this email would be sent to? Are there any hints in the way it is written? So as it's a formal email, that might give you a bit of a clue. So a formal email might be sent to someone in a professional manner, but who do you think this particular email would be sent to? And are there any hints in the way it is written? Feel free to go back to the email so you can have another look. Verbalise your answers or write some notes down. When you are online, you might communicate with people differently. How do you think the email would be different if you were sending it to a friend? Again, pause the video. You can discuss this with a talk partner or someone at home or just by yourself for a few minutes. How do you think the email would be different if you were sending it to a friend? Would it be formal still or would it be more informal? Can you think of any other forms of communication that may take place online? Pause the video, have a bit of a talk, bit of a think about your answers. Now let's see if your answers match mine. So we've got things like Zoom, which a lot of us are using at the moment for remote learning. We've got online audio chats, Skype, where you can video call people, maybe in different countries. And we've got Microsoft Teams, which the staff at Greenridge seem to use. Did you come up with some other forms of communication that may take place online, or did you come up with the same ones as me? Well done. Let's move on. Remember, you should still be respectful to others online, and consequences for threatening others or unsocial behaviour is the same as if you were offline. So it's the same punishments, but if you're disrespectful online, just like if you were disrespectful to someone offline. So you have to be really careful when you're online. Your activity today is to create 2 draft emails about the same subject. So for example, you could choose the subject support with home learning. One email should be addressed to your friend and the other to your class teacher, Mr. Ventin. Now I'd like you to consider how these may be different based on the audience. So like we said before, one might be more formal and the other to your friend might be a bit informal. Let's see what informal and formal actually means, because this might help you with your activity. So we've got 2 definitions for formal language and informal language. Formal language is used for more official and serious purposes, whereas informal language is used for more casual and less serious purposes, which is why we're saying that formal language should be used for your email to your class teacher and informal language should be used for your email to your friend. Pause the video if you want to read this again. So your email to your teacher should be formal because it uses a serious tone, uses correct grammar and punctuation, and uses correct vocabulary. Whereas your email to your friend is informal, uses a chatty tone, and you can use text language and slang, and you can use contractions and abbreviations, e.g. it's instead of it is, or TV instead of full word television. Again, pause the video if this will help you with your email. Here is some further examples of emails. So we've got a formal one on the left and an informal one on the right. Pause the video so you can have a quick read through of both and see if you can spot the differences. what makes this one formal and what makes this one informal. Now, here we go. We've got formal on the left and informal on the right. This is how we know one is formal and the other is informal. So the highlighted parts, such as dear sir and madam, I am writing to inform you, I was disappointed to find. These parts make us realise that this is formal. Whereas on the next email, which is informal, we've got, hi Kerry, you know, was your pack okay? So these parts make us realise that this is informal. It's a little bit more chatty, this one. Again, pause the video if this will help you with your activity. Just a reminder that you are creating 2 draft emails. They don't have to be very long at all, about the same subject. So both emails talk about the same thing. However, one will be informal and one will be formal. One email should be addressed to your friend, which will be informal, and the other to your class teacher, Mr. Venton, which will be formal. And then obviously you're considering how these may be different based on the audience. So I should be able to tell which one is for your class teacher and which one is for your friend based on how you've written it. Again, go back through the video as much as you would like to, because I know I've given you a little bit more to think about with this lesson, but hopefully the resources I have given you in the video will help you to complete your emails. I look forward to reading some of these. Have a lovely day, and I will speak to you all again on the next PSHE lesson. Take care, Year 5. Bye.